Hello, everybody. We're starting with a series of videos of not only how to collect a urine sample or a blood sample, but also how to ship or pack our samples when we're preparing everything to go to the lab. This first video will show you how to assemble and pack our cold box. So when we receive our package or our box with things from Claridium, we have the urine kits, we have the blood kits, we have the vacutainers, we have all sorts of tools that will help us collect our samples. But then we also receive these ice blocks or refrigerant bricks, and then we get some plastic bags, and we have two different ones. And we wonder, if it's the first time that we're going to do it, what should we do? No? And also, we receive a box, and in that box we have other boxes, and it has a reason, because if we're shipping blood, we need to ship something and keep it cold. We have to keep it on a temperature between 2 and 12 degrees, and to assure that, we have to have several layers or elements of insulation. And the first one is this cardboard box, in this case done by Colt and Company, which is a thicker cardboard. You can even feel it, but this will be our first insulation layer. Then we have these multi-bag or thermo multi-bag. Here it says they are for safe transportation of frozen and cold foods without breaking the temperature code. So after we have the insulation of the cardboard, we have this second insulation of these thermo bag. But then the most probably the most important piece in all our assembly are these air liners. These air liners have here two plastic lips where we will put a straw and we will inflate this bag, because then we have our third insulation. And also, and probably within our box that we received, we didn't receive these styrofoam squares. I happen to have some styrofoam about 1 centimeter thick that I cut because we will show you the sandwich principle, which is when we put the blood sample inside the air liner, we have our cold brick, which has been in the freezer for 48 hours. And then we have to put some sort of insulation, because we don't want that our samples, our blood samples, are in direct contact with the cold. So we do this sandwich, the cold brick, a styrofoam, then we will have our blood, and then we put another styrofoam, because on top we have the other brick. And all this sandwich goes inside the box that I will show you shortly how to assemble. And very, very important. We also receive and we also have these temp loggers. Temp loggers that every time we ship blood, we have to ship it with a temp logger. We have to turn it on, put it inside the Coolbox, because this logger will track the changes or the temperature of our blood from the beginning of our collection process till it comes at the laboratory. So let's start. Hello, as I mentioned, I will show you how to assemble our Coolbox. It's no rocket science, but we can even ask ourselves the question: what should we do? Should we assemble the box right there while we are we have already notified our athlete, and maybe we have a BCO, a phlebotomist with us. So while they are doing their stuff, we assemble the box? No. What we want to do is, even before we arrive with the athlete. Now, if we're traveling by car, we can assemble it in our home, put the box, the Coolbox, with all the elements in our trunk, and when we are ready with our things, we also take the cold box with us. I think we want to try to avoid assemble this box right in front of the athlete, because first it will take time, but on the other hand, we want to secure that we already have a stable and controlled environment for our samples. Okay, we have our cardboard box. We will fold it. I already have some tape here ready to be used, so that we can seal the bottom part of our box. Yeah, so we have the box ready. Yeah, we have the box ready, and we will put inside the box our second insulation. Remember, the first insulation is the box itself, the card box. Yeah, and we see this is how we put first the thermo bag, and then we are going to put our third insulation, which is the air liner, which also goes inside. And first we make sure that we're covering everything. And remember that I told you that it has here an opening to plastic lips where we put our straw, and that straw is something that normally we will not find it on the box that we receive from Claridium. We can use any straw. In this case, I have one of these nice metal ones, which are more environmental friendly. But what happens if we don't have a straw? Probably it's easier to get one of these pens, which we can disassemble, take this pen apart, and then voila, we have a straw. I will use my nicer metal straw. Yes, I want to show you how we inflate. We put the straw in. We don't want to inflate the box or the airliner, excuse me, too much, because we want to have enough space so that we can fit our samples inside. So I proceed to and you can see that the airliner, it has inflated, and it still gives us enough space to later put our sandwich. Yeah, but this is I'm showing you what we do before we are with the athlete. So remember, we have had these refrigerant bricks for 48 hours in our freezer. Yeah. So after we have assembled our box, we put the first brick inside on the bottom of our box, and then we put the first of the styrofoam blocks or squares. Then we will put the second one, and at the end the brick that goes on the top. Yeah. So right now we just close everything, and well, here you can see we have our blocks in the styrofoam, and I will just close it so that we can keep the cold inside our box. And this is the way we should transport it, and now we are even ready when we are with the athlete. We have here our box that is assembled. Yeah, and let's now assume that we are already with the athlete and ready to start collecting our samples. And what do we need to do is, but let's assume we have our BCO, we have our phlebotomist, and we have our athlete, which is sitting still with 2 feet on the ground, waiting for those 10 minutes to go by. So when we are ready to draw the blood, we need to start our temp logger. Yeah, and it's very important because we are going to place this temp logger between in our sandwich between the 2 styrofoam layers, so that the temp logger starts keeping track of the temperature even before our sample is placed inside the box. One nice thing about all the temp loggers, they have this sticker with the serial number on it. We can use this sticker and put it on our chain of custody. Yeah, so I will leave it there, and then we can see here we have a yellow button, yeah, which we have to place for 5 seconds. Yes, and we have to start our temp logger. So we have to press and keep on pressing the yellow button, yeah, until we see that the two lights have gone from alarm and okay, yeah. And then what do we need to do is we open our box, yeah, and we will place the temp logger right in the middle of I placed it right in the middle of let's say the sandwich, and I'm partially going to close it again, yeah, to keep the cold inside, yeah. Again, I'm not showing the whole procedure about blood collection, but remember, it's very important that the athlete places the stickers on both of the vials, yeah, and then after the blood is collected, the athlete will put it inside the containers, yeah, and they will close it, they will close them tightly, and then they will put them in the bag. Yeah, if it's the Berlinger kits, both fit in one of the bags. If it's the Lock-on ones, you have to use two of the bags. What I like about the Berlinger is that in the same box or in the same bag where everything came with the stickers, we can put the blood sample, yeah. And why I like it, because is that if we, and I'm going to show you then now, if we go to the box, yeah, and we take the yeah. What I like is we can put here both samples, and we open our box, take the temp logger that we already started. We can place the temp logger inside this other bag, so the temp logger won't be going from one place to another, yeah. And then we put the blood inside or right in between our the both styrofoam layers, yeah. And then we can the airliner has here a sticker, an adhesive that we can take apart, and we can close the box tightly, the bag tightly, and then the thermal bag. And again, what I like, and if you don't inflate it too much, let's say, or let's assume that you also have a urine sample. We can place the urine sample here, close it, yeah, and this is then what we ship to the laboratory. So we have our blood secured in the Coolbox, but we also used the remaining space to put one urine sample there. Of course, when you get to DHL or Federal Express, we want to put our copy of the chain of custody still inside the box, so that whatever or that the lab is receiving both samples plus the chain of custody, indicating what type of analysis we are going to do. So I hope that this short video gives you a good explanation on how we assemble our cold box, yeah, which consists of 3 insulation layers. First, the actual card box, which is a special one, then the thermo bag, yeah, the gray one, or some of you have also received lately white ones. But then we have the airliner that we have to inflate. Then we have to put the cold bricks, the ice bricks, which have been in our freezer for 48 hours, and we have to do our sandwich. Remember, the blood samples should never touch the ice blocks directly. That's why we put this styrofoam in the middle, and we do the sandwich. Then we start the temp logger. We put the temp logger even before we put the first blood sample, so that it keeps track of the temperature. Thank you very much, and we will see you in one of our next videos. Thank you.